Today, students, we are doing a poem from the English Bharati textbook for Standard 7, Tartary. In this poem, the poet Walter de la Mare takes us on a wonderful journey of an imaginary land called Tartary. So come along then, let's read and enjoy it. This video was made just for you. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tartary. Look at this picture, children. So, in this picture, we find that the poet is imagining all sorts of things, and he imagines that if he is a lord of a place called Tartary, then what all things he would have in that place. Okay, so let's read the stanza one by one, and I'll explain it to you. If I were the lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. So yeah, the poet is imagining and he is wondering and he says if and only if. Okay, so he wishes that he is the lord of Tartary. Now, who is a lord? A lord is a person of of high ranking, so a noble person. So he has great respect. Okay, so a person of great respect is called a lord. So he wants to be the lord of Tartary. Now Tartary was a place in during the British time. Okay, and that was a place in Asia. So he says that if I was the lord of Tartary, and in that place, okay, it would be myself and me alone. So he doesn't want anyone to be there. Okay, he wants to live a royal life, a life full of luxury, but he wants to be all alone over there, myself and me alone. So he doesn't want anyone else. My bed should be of ivory. Now, what is ivory? Ivory is a substance, yellowish kind of a substance that is the tusk of animals like the elephant, the rhinoceros. That is what is made of, and ivory is very, very expensive. Okay, and they make ornaments and things like that of ivory. So, ivory is very expensive, so it has a great value. So, therefore, he says, my bed should be made of ivory, of beaten gold my throne. Okay, now what do you mean by beaten gold? Now gold is a metal which is malleable and ductile. Okay, so they, to make into ornaments or make into things, they have to, heat it and beat it. Okay, so to flatten it. So he says that of beaten gold my throne. So the throne, he wants a throne also of what? It should be of gold, and that is beaten gold. So he imagines to have a golden throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt. Okay, now we know that when peacocks spread their feathers, they look very, very proud, they look very elegant, and we also have a simile called as proud as a peacock. Okay, so because when they open up their feathers and they dance, so they move about, they look very elegant. So he says, in my court should peacocks flaunt. Flaunt is, again, showing off. So showing off their feathers. So again, it is a very, only the rich people could afford all this. So he's imagining that in his court, he will have a bed of ivory, a golden throne, as well as there will be peacocks who will flaunt their feathers. And in my forest, tigers haunt. So he will have lots of tigers who will haunt. And haunt is, the word haunt means to scare away other people. So other people or other animals. So he says the tigers will be so fierce that no one will be ever dare to come, and attack him. So he says, in my forest, tigers will haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant. Now what do you mean by slant? Slant is a tilted position, a slanting position. So he's saying that in the pools the fishes will slant, that is they will they will swim around, and their fins athwart the sun. Athwart means moving in that direction, so their fins will be moving in the direction of the sun. So he says that this is what I imagine. I imagine to be the lord of Tartary, and myself and me alone. And the bed should be made of ivory, and the throne should be made of gold. And there will be peacocks who will flaunt in his court, and there will be tigers who will haunt. Haunt means scare away other people and animals. Okay, and they will not let anyone come into his kingdom. And there will be pools over there, and fishes will be moving in and shining in the sun. The second stanza: if I were the lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my court bray. And in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. So here again he says that if I were the lord of Tartary, then what would happen? There would be trumpeters. They would trumpet every day. Now, who are the trumpeters? Trumpeters are the people who play the musical instrument that is called the trumpet. So the person playing the trumpet is called a trumpeter. So you'll see there will be lots of trumpeters. Okay, again we find trumpeters in those days in the courts of kings. Okay, so they were very royal musicians. Okay, so here he is again imagining that in his court also there will be trumpeters, and they will trumpet every day. And why will they trumpet? To every meal. So every time he has to have a meal. That is, we have breakfast, we have lunch, we have dinner, we have supper, we have other things. So whenever they have to call him, summon means call him. Call, in order to call him, they will just not come and call him, they will play music. Okay, so they will trumpet. So whenever he'll hear the trumpet sound, he will know that it is time for him for his meal. So he says that to every meal would summon me by playing trumpets, and in my courtyard bray. So where will they be standing? They will be standing in the courtyard. Courtyard is the place in front of a building. Okay, in front of a house, or a front of a, here it could mean a big castle or a big house, big mansion. So it says, and there will be a place that is a courtyard in front of the house. So that is the place where the trumpeters will stand, and they will play their trumpets. And bray over here is the sound made by the trumpets. Okay, so bray actually means, we also call the sound of a donkey is a braying sound, but here it means that the trumpeters will call out to him by playing the trumpets. And in the evening lamps would shine. So here we know that, during the king's courts and all that, there would be lots of lamps. Okay, so the whole kingdom, or the whole castle, the mansion would be lit up with lamps. So here also he's imagining that in the evening there will be lamps that would shine. So the lamps would be lit up and they will shine. And how they would look? No, because we know the glow of the fire. Okay, so it is yellowish, reddish, orangish in color, isn't it? So he says that will remind him, the yellow color will remind him of the honey, and red color will remind him of wine. Okay, so again, so wine and honey are again very expensive, drinks, or this thing. So only the kings or the noble people or the rich could afford it. So here again he is imagining the lamps would shine in the form of honey and wine. Okay, and there will be harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. So harp, flute, mandolin are all musical instruments. Okay, so he says that these musical instruments will be playing in my courtyard in the evening time, and made music sweet and gay. So he's saying these all these musical instruments will play such sweet music, and they will make me happy. Gay is the word for happy. So it will be very sweet, it will be very soothing, and it will make me happy. The third stanza: if I were the lord of Tartary, I'd wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they'd be, and clustered thick as seeds. And ere should wane the morning star, I'd don my robe and scimitar, and zebras 7 should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. So here, continuing his desire to be the lord of Tartary, the poet dreams that he would wear a robe of beads. Now, what is a robe? Robe is a long garment, okay, right up till the ankles. So, it is a long garment that is worn, and normally, in those days, all the kings and rich people and the royal people is to wear it. So, again, he is dreaming of being a rich person, a royal person, a person of high repute, and he says he would wear a robe of beads, made of beads. And what kind of beads they would be? They would be white and gold and green. So all these colors he wants in his robe. So the robe will be made of beads, and the beads will be white, gold and green in color, and clustered thick as seeds. So clustered means grouped together, combined together, okay, a collection of. So thick cluster means they would be very close together, okay. It will not be just one or two beads or a few beads. He wants lots of beads, okay. So all these beads will be clustered, and he's saying clustered like seeds. So we have seen the seeds, sometimes they come in bunches, like in now grains and all that, okay. So they are clustered. Corn, if you imagine the corn, seeds of corn, so they are all grouped together. So that is how he wants his robe to be, full of beads that are closely connected together, and it should be of white, gold and green color. And then he says, and before, okay, air means before, and before should wane the morning star. So morning star before, wane means to grow smaller and smaller, to disappear, okay. So morning star disappears, okay, we know. So the morning star, you can't see it, no. Stars disappear in the mornings. So before the morning star could disappear, he wants, what does he wants? He wants to, I don my robe and scimitar. So what is a don? Don means to wear. So he will wear his robe, and then he will have a scimitar. Scimitar is a small sword that is little slightly curved at the edge, okay. So he will have a small sword in his hand. So again, he's imagining himself to be a person of power, of repute, of a noble of a noble standing. So that is what he is all wishing and desiring it. And then he says that, and zebras 7 should draw my car, okay. So normally it is the carriage of the kings or the noblemen, which is pulled by the horses. But here, draw my car, draw means to pull my car means the carriage. So who will pull the car? Zebras, and 7 zebras will be there. So that is how he desires, he wishes that if he is the lord of Tartary, he will wear a royal robe, okay. He'll wear a robe which is made of white, gold and green beads, and then he will he'll wear this robe, and he will have a scimitar in his hand, that is a small sword in his hand, and there will be 7 zebras who will pull his carriage through Tartary's dark glades. Glades are again valleys, okay. So through the valleys, his dark valleys. So it is still darkness, na, in early in the morning. So he'll say, through the dark valleys, his carriage will move through Tartary. Lord of the fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen thicket, wood and dale, her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like formless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple vale. So here he now imagines that he wants to be not only the place called Tartary, but everything that the place owns. So he wants to be the lord of the fruits, every fruit. And he wants to be the rivers which are silver pale. Okay, so if you see the rivers, when they shine, they look silver in color, isn't it, in the moonlight? So that is what he imagines. He wants to be the lord of the fruits, the rivers, and he wants to be the lord of the hills of Tartary. So all the surrounding things. So he wants to own, he wants to be the lord of all of nature. Glen thicket, wood, and dale. So all these are words to mean that glen means a narrow valley. Thicket is the thick bushes that you see. Woods are forest, and dale again is a valley. So here he wants to be the lord of the nature. Okay, so fruits, rivers, hills, then there is valley, woods, thickets, everything. And he says, her flashing stars, her scented breeze. So, not only of the nature around him, he wants to be the lord of the flashing stars. Flashing over here means the shining stars, and the scented breeze. Scented means good smelling breeze. Okay, so the smell of the breeze, okay, sometimes it gives us a good scent from the flowers around, isn't it? So, he wants to be the lord of the scented breeze. That means he wants to own all these things and he wants to have it for himself. Remember, in the first stanza, he says, I want to be all alone in this place. So he wants to enjoy everything for himself. Okay, he doesn't want to share it with anyone else. And he says he also wants to be the lord of a trembling lake, like formless seas. So trembling lake is, okay, we know, no, lake is a big pond. So trembling over here means when the waves of the in the water are there. So he's calling the lake as trembling lake. And like formless, what is foam? Foam is the bubble like thing that you see on the surface of a liquid. Okay, so in the lake you won't find any bubbles, but in the seas you have seen, when the waves of the seas come, there are lots of bubbles. So those are called the foam. So here he wants a lake to look like the sea, but it should not have any foam. So that is what he's imagining. Okay, so all the waves in the lake should be there. Okay, just like the seas. So the seas have huge waves. Lakes do not have so huge waves, isn't it? But he wants the lake to be like the sea, okay, but without any foam in it, with foamless, without any bubbles. And he also wants to be the lord of her bird delighting citron trees. So bird delighting means happy, where the birds are all happy in these trees. Now what kind of trees? Citron is a fruit like the lemon. It's a citrus fruit, okay. So he wants all the trees, the citron trees, he wants to be the lord of those trees. That means he wants to have all the fruits of those trees for himself, and in every purple vale. Now vale is valley. So why purple? Purple is when it is like dawn or during the dusk time. How does the sky and everything the surrounding looks? It is bluish purple color. Okay, so he wants to be the lord of the whole of nature, whole of the universe. So he wants to be lord of himself. So I hope you enjoyed this poem, children. And this poem takes us on a very wild and imaginative journey, isn't it? We go into a different land and we imagine so many things along with the poet. So you too should always try to imagine different things, different land, maybe underwater, maybe deep into the sky or the space. So you should make your imagine run wild and jot down whatever. Sometimes we dream of certain things, we want to be a certain person. So write down, and you can enjoy being in your creation, in your imaginative world. Do solve the exercise given to you at the end of the chapter. And to check your answers as well as for the written summary, visit our website at www.jkacademypro.com. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe.